Good evening, ladies and gents. So, welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Sorry I couldn't stream on Friday, but it was a long week and I was absolutely knackered. So I was far too tired to put out a stream yesterday. So, as for the title, yes, we've finally made it to Tier 6. And the reason why I mean this is because, yes, we've had a Tier 6 Nash on for quite a while. However, if I show you in the tech tree, basically because we completed all of the basic missions, we could go straight to Tier 6. You can unlock one free vehicle for completing all the missions. And we basically skipped Tier 5 because we were on the tank destroyer line here. We're on the Marder 38 and I skipped straight ahead to the Nashorn because at the time that was the cheapest way to get to a tank that I wanted on Tier 6. However, since then there's been loads of stuff we've actually got. Now I can't remember where I actually left off last time, so let's have a look. I'll just show you what I've still got. This is actually no longer the KV-1. This is the KV-1S. Now actually if I go to the tech tree and show you this one, basically we were here on the KV-1, we were right there. We've basically gone from Tier 5 to Tier 5 on this one. That's because the KV-1 line goes all the way down here and you get the IS-4 as a result. And that's not the one I want. The one I want to eventually work for is the IS-7, which is this one. Which, out of all the Russian heavies, this is my favourite of the one of them. So eventually we'll work our way towards that one. Yes, let me just show you. Because if you jump up to the KS1, so the KV-1S, you get to the KV-85, then the IS, then you get the IS tanks, and then you can choose you want an IS tank or an I think it's just called an objective. Yeah, oh no, Object 705A, because this is the other Tier 10 heavy the Russians have, and comparing that one to the IS one, I prefer the IS one, so that's why we're going for that one. And we've just been doing some more games with the M4 Sherman. We've got a long way to go yet before we actually get to this one. 12,000 XP to get the M4A3E2, it's the fancy name. Very similar to the current one. And again, the same with the T67, we've just got a long way before we can actually get the Hellcat. Some of these might actually be doable tonight. I might actually be able to get some of these. I also have the Tier 5 French artillery now, which I did not have before, so of course we're a long way from the next tier on this one. The Crusader, honestly, I'm having a problem with the medium tanks. I'm not liking them as much. Like the next one is the Cromwell, and the Cromwell and the Comet are supposed to be pretty good tanks, but let me show you the problem I have with this line. Is the Cruiser was alright, the Valentine was awful, the Archer is awful. And if I go up to the line I'm just showing you there, the Cruiser 4, that was okay. The Covenanter was awful, the Crusader was awful. And I don't know, like, I'm not really liking the medium tanks so far. I'm not really having much fun with them. Because medium tanks have been my route to getting to heavy tanks, so that's okay, I can accept that. But any other medium tank I'm playing, like, I don't really like as much. Like, this one's not too bad. Like, this one's alright, but like the British ones, I'm not liking very much, so we'll just have to see how it goes. So the thing I like about the heavy tanks is, of course, the heavy tanks, they may be slow, but they've got, like, the toughness. Like, the amount of times I can actually go into a game with a medium tank and just get completely wrecked. Not as fun. Not as fun. And, of course, yes, we've got the Archer, which I do not like at all. I'm saving up loads of free XP to try and skip past this. Because you see with the Archer, first of all, it drives incredibly slowly and drives 3 times as fast in reverse than it does forwards. Think about that for a moment. That doesn't make any kind of sense. It's good for peeking out, but because it doesn't have a turret, of course you kind of limit to a very thin angle of where you can look left and right. It's really weird. Like, who would have a tank that drives 3 times as fast in reverse than forwards? Doesn't make sense. The next one, however, is the Achilles, which does in fact have a turret on it. And these are the kind of tank destroyers I actually want to get. Problem is, though, is that Achilles is, let's see now, 20,000 XP away. It'll be a long time till I can get that. However, I'm no good with these tanks, but they are fun to play. We've actually gone from the OI the OI EXP. This is the one I was playing previously. Like, they're basically huge tanks that are artillery bait, but they're tough, they're powerful, And now I've got this one, which is very similar to the previous one, only it fires a lot slower and has more HP. So I don't know what to say about this one. The only thing I do know is that past this one, you go on to this one, which is the Oni, which is even more powerful and has even more HP. Fortunately, this one's like... Is it as wide? That's a good question. Is it as wide as the previous one? I think it's a little bit slimmer. But the reason why I want to get onto that one is because you eventually go to the Oho, which is this one, which is actually a little bit slimmer. Just about as tall. And of course, you eventually get to this one, which is the Type 4 Heavy, which is a real proper tank now. And of course, upgrades the one, which is the Type 5 Heavy, which has an artillery cannon strapped to it. Not even joking, that's exactly what it's got. That's what interested me in this line of tanks, so that's definitely something I want to play towards. And of course, we've got this one, the Little Swede. Now, the Tier 6 OI was so incredibly expensive at, I think it was... How much was it? Can I actually check how much it was? Because bear in mind there was extra money for getting the crew training. Does it tell you how much it was worth? Yeah, 950,000. It was nearly 1 million in cash. That's 950,000 plus 80,000 for the crew training. So that was 1,030,000 in cash, which is why I have only 98,000 left. Why is that a big deal? Because the Swedish tank, I really like this one, and we're actually very close. We can get it now, however I'm saving my free XP. We're very close to getting the Tier 6. Or should I say, researching it. Why just researching it? Because this costs 933,000. And I can't afford that. Nowhere near. This is the awkward thing about having so many tanks you actually play, is you'll get to a point where it's like, okay, now buy the next one in the line. It's just like, I can't afford that. Oh dear, which means we're probably going to have to play a lot of these other tanks first before we actually get round to playing them. And honestly, I am thinking about giving up some of these tanks. Because I have actually given up a line of tanks already. Which one was it? Oh, yeah, the German artillery. Don't play that anymore. It's expensive and I don't like it. And honestly, I'm thinking about giving up the medium tanks. Like, medium tanks I don't like that much. So far, the Sherman's not that bad. Like, the American tanks are actually alright. I mean, they're a bit tall for what they are, but... Because the only thing I can think of to do is every time I think of giving up a line of tanks is I just go, okay, right, look at the tech tree and go, right, what are you working towards? This is the... Actually, that's the heavy. Is that what we're really going towards? Oh no, we're going towards the Patton. This is the tank I'm eventually going towards. That's the American medium. Tier 10. Because you look at that and you think that's actually a decent tank. Eventually we'll get there, right? And of course, I could like alternate and go towards this one, which is the T110E5, which is one of the heavies. We'll have to see. Like, I'm not sure what we're going to do with this line of tanks. I may actually change my mind. But the decision doesn't come until we actually finish playing the M4A3E2. Because you can go up to the T20 up here and go towards the Patton. Or you can go down here towards the T29 and eventually that tank I just showed you. The only thing is that they also have another line of heavy tanks up here, which is actually pretty good. The only thing is that damage 400 odd, whereas the damage on this one is... it's about the same, really. I'd have to compare these two tanks and see which one I'd actually prefer to get, but at the moment, we're not giving up on them just yet. However, I'm very, very close. And for example, a 38% win ratio on this one. Not only is that not very good, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, am I doing really well with the medium tanks? Not really. Not really at all. But tonight, we'll just be hopefully getting enough cash so we can... actually afford the upgrade on this tank. The thing is, unlike the other ones, I'm going to be keeping this one for now, this actual tank. So I've got space for one more. Basically, I'm keeping my a tier 1, tier 2, a tier 3, tier 4, and this will be my tier 5 that I'll keep. That's basically how it's going to be going, because like when new friends come and play the game, I want to have a tank that I can actually always play with them. So Alright, so first things first. Personal reserves. That's only for 1 hour, so 50% for 2 hours, go. And 200% free experience for 2 hours, go. We'll definitely be streaming for at least 2 hours, so let's get started, shall we? Right, so what are we going to be doing next? Because I get the feeling we're going to get to a point where there'll be certain tanks we'll be playing that we'll be able to afford the next one for in XP, but not in cash. I get the feeling that's going to be something that happens more often, because a lot of my tanks that are tier 5 are actually quite far away from tier 6. But it's kind of the issue though, isn't it? Because I'm kind of in this situation where this is the first time it's actually happened. This is the first time that well, it'll be in a few matches like from now, but I'll be able to afford something in XP but not in cash. So I've never had a problem with cash. Cash has always been just fine. The only thing I can think of is we still have all of these campaign missions to do that we haven't finished yet. So if we can actually complete these, this will be a huge boost in cash. Because you get, I think, if you complete the primary and secondary objectives, that's 50,000 cash. Which is not bad. Which is not bad. Right, where we go? Let's go to our usual spot for now, I think. Like, some of the missions have not been kind to me today. And one thing I cannot stand is missions like this one. Tier 5s, 6s and 7s with the bottom tier, which is not good for me. It is so incredibly rare that I have a reverse situation like this where I'm the top tier tank. It's always the other way around. Always the other way around. So we'll just have to do our best here. And see how we manage. See if you can spot for me there. Just because you usually get people who like try to boost over the side here, so let's see. Not going to bother taking that shot. No way that's going to hit. Keep an eye out for this guy, because he might poke out. Just rearrange my microphone there. Right. They're all going that way, and I might... Hello. Be able to hit shots like that one. There you are. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be super careful here. Cause 1,000 HP worth of damage by being unseen and survive. Now, I've actually completed the primary objective of this already with this tank, but that was a mission that we actually lost. So I want to do the same thing, but also win. So I'm going to be super careful, and you guys can't see it, but like literally about here, behind the webcam, is a damage counter, which is a in-game thing you can actually enable. And we're now 636 damage. Now, I'm hoping I'm actually unseen, because I don't know whether that's the case or not. But it's doing the counting for me, so I know how close we are to actually getting it. And here's the thing, the secondary condition is win, not survive. So as long as we actually win the match, that's fine with me. And the reason why I poke away for such a long time is hopefully I go out of sight. Because basically if you can't see something for long enough, it just disappears. Like visually and on the minimap. The only thing I can say is I'm also picking up all these tanks just by looking at them, so as soon as I'm also not behind cover, it's also probably the same thing for me. Like, I have no cover in front of me, so they could just see me, but then again, if something's far enough away from me, sometimes it does actually just disappear. So we're on 732 right now. Now, of course, I'm not just going to stop shooting at things when I get to a certain amount, but we're not having anyone popping out there anymore. Unfortunately, they're being smart. However, there is all of this going on over here. I need to see if I've got line of sight in any of these. This is something that people don't tend to do as often as they should, which is assist people on this road here. Because this is the thing, because there's so many trees in the way, you can't see which part of this road that leads along here actually has cover and which parts don't. The thing is that some parts of it simply don't and only have trees covering their line of sight. And some people get quite cocky and just floor it all the way along going, oh, I've got trees in front of me, no one can see me. Well, fortunately, oh god, is he falling off the cliff? Yeah, fortunately, my allies are doing the spotting for me. Right now, they're actually full cover with the rocks. However, I also have cover from them with these bushes. I'm really hoping we can do some more damage this way, because at least this way I know that they won't see me when I do the damage. It's also quite possible that some of the damage I've done in this match already was done while I was spotted and just nobody shot at me. Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, I can't spend too long just looking at that. Oh, hang on. There we go. Ah, shit. I have to back off now. That's such an obvious camping spot where I was just parked there. But typically, if you do anything, you just need to back up. Because people will start taking shots at it. I'm trying to stick close to this rock as much as I can. It's basically my safety rock. Ah, shit. They know I'm in here. They can see the shots flying right out, so I just have to be careful. The only thing you need to remember is no matter how much HP something has, no matter how much damage you do, the maximum amount of damage you do is their HP. So what I mean by that is if something's on 1 HP, you can hit it with 1,000 damage cannon, you will deal 1 damage to it. That's how the damage counter works in this game. Okay, I've actually done a lot of damage so far. I'm still going to be super careful to try and make sure that I don't get seen when I do this damage. But at the end of the game, we need to win, and we're currently losing, which is not good. The problem with games like this is because you're so reliant on your team, and my team's not doing very well. Let's give you a hand with this guy who's trying to... Oh, we can't really see him. If he reverses, we can get him. But there's a broken ship in the way. Oh, that was him. Where's his friend? I don't see him. Right, we'll just have to focus on this guy. Thank you!
Penetration.
Oh, he can see me. He's looking right at me. Nope. Okay.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Wow. He got shredded there. Just instantly gone. I've done my best, okay? And I've done 1,662 damage. So there you go. But that's the best I can do. I can only carry my team so far. The other people have to do well. Like, that's the issue with this campaign objective, is that's why it's difficult, you know? Quite simply because, well, you can only do so well. Okay, let me show you this tank. Like, again, I'm not very good with this one, simply because I'm just not used to having a tank that's so fucking huge. This is the problem with it, is really, like, large parts of the maps you play in this game, you just can't go to, because you'll get shot by everything, you don't have any cover. Because the problem with this tank is its concealment is pretty much 0, as you'd expect with such a huge tank. So, there are certain places you just can't go. And artillery loves to shoot these ones. Because of course they're so slow and artillery does huge damage to them. They're just so big. So, pretty much the only place you can really go in these tanks. I've actually been all the way down the west side before. However, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to go for the city. Because that was in the OI Experimental, I think it's called. The one before this one, the tier 5. And this is even slower and has a huge reload time on it. 12.9 seconds. That is. So it's almost 13-second reload time. Whereas the main gun on the previous tank was 11 seconds as standard. And then as you research the... you get more experience for your gunner and your loader. It gets down to... I think I got it down to about 10.4 seconds. The higher trained crew, whereas right now this one's just so slow. I don't really like the slow firing cannons on tanks that don't have long range. So here's the thing, this tank is actually pretty accurate, you can shoot it quite far, but the penetration drops off quite a bit. This is not a tank destroyer. They have the long range cannons, so do the artillery. So basically what we have to do with this is get a lot closer, but then the issue with that is you have to be so careful. Because you've got the toughness, you've got the armour, but a slow firing cannon, like up close to somebody, that causes problems for you. Because I ended up with a 1v1 on another heavy tank, and he basically parked next to me. And I managed to kill him, but it was not easy. He did way more damage to me than he should have done. The thing is this tank's actually quite tall, which means if someone can get right next to you, you actually can't look down enough. And of course, if they're just next to you, they can shoot you in the side continuously. And what can you do? Pretty much nothing. Because you can't turn, you can't move fast enough. So, let's see what we can do. I know there are other people in this little bit of town. And where are they? 3 different roads here. There's also no point in me actually going behind any sort of like concealment with the bushes and things like that, because it doesn't actually hide you at all. It just doesn't. These tanks are so easy to see. And the turrets turn so slow, I have to basically kind of figure out where I'm going with the third-person camera. Ricochet. Fucking kidding me. He's also going to keep shooting me, by the way. He's not going to shoot any of the other ones. I'm calling it right now. Armour not penetrated. He is a tier 8, I need to point that out. He's 2 tiers higher than me. So, yeah. Critical damage. I'm just going to die at this rate. I need to just keep flooring it to get out of sight. Like, this is how most of my games with these tanks actually goes, is because I'm so easy to see, everyone just shoots at me all the time. I will eventually get to where I'm needing to be, and then I'll just die there, or I'll die on the way. Like, there are some tanks, or some matches, sorry, where I actually do really well in these huge tanks. Like, for example, the final match I ever played with the OI Experimental was actually one of my best games I've ever played in World of Tanks. Simply because I just got right up front and just blasted everybody. And that's the advantage you have with these tanks. Is you can play matches like that, but they're so rare, it's just so difficult to get XP for them, I find. I mean, if anyone's got some tips for me of how to play these huge tanks, go for it. I'm more than willing to hear what you've got to say. Because there's just so much I am well aware I need to learn. I'm just trying to stay alive here, and I'm being shot by everybody right now. No, he's not the one shooting at me. Who was the other one shooting at me? Was it that one? Oh, there you are. There's some damage. It's the first amount of damage I've done so far in this this particular match. Everything else has just bounced off, don't forget. I don't think I can really see him. Oh, never mind. That was going to miss anyway, so no big deal. Okay, it's just artillery left. So, that guy I was going to aim at, he's actually gone now. And there we go, it's a game. I actually survived through a game. That doesn't happen very much. Just, well, actually, in general, it doesn't happen very much, but... Alright then. That is a decent amount of XP, thank you. What's this one? Spartan. Survive a ricochet or non-penetrating hit from an enemy team player. Your vehicle must have less than 10% of its hit points left. Oh! Okay. Hold on. Go back to this one. I think one more match, because we're only a few hundred XP away, so this should be the last match I should do this tank before I can actually research but not get the next tank. The thing is I really need to actually make sure when I buy a new tank I actually give the crew training an upgrade, like 75% XP. But I'm considering maybe not going with that because it seems like it costs a lot more. Like, the higher tier you go, you want to make sure the crew starts at 75% training rather than 50%. It just costs way more, so we'll have to assess that situation when we get to it. Where are we going to go? Let's go our usual direction. Let's go on the west side. Right. Do we start close or far away? Let's have a good look at the bushes along the edges. They don't really get much, do they? Let's just stay close to the hill where I know I've got some decent cover. Okay, we've got a medium spotting for me. It doesn't take much for some of the tanks to actually get some decent cover here, so I'll tell you what we can do. Just actually dash out, get behind this house. Spotted each other, that's fine, I don't give a damn. The advantage is we're a tank destroyer, which means we can peek underneath the houses, like the sides of the houses here. Can't do that with bigger tanks. I have to say the Swedish line of tanks I do really like for tank destroyers. They are very nice. Just need to be very well aware I'm going to do. You know what? Okay, hello. They are getting very aggressive all of a sudden. It's my fault. Didn't position myself fast enough. Okay, and I'm dead.
We can't fire accurately.
Does their entire team come over here? God damn. That happens far too much. Like, I'll end up in the wrong place in a map and I'll just die straight away. Let's actually check. How far off are we? Okay, we're not going to get 400 XP in that game. We died too quick, so I think one more match after that should get us where we need to be. And we are... That's misleading, so I've got loads of free XP like sitting there that I'm not going to use on this tank, so we are... Excuse me. 10,600 off, roughly. So we've got quite a way to go on that tank. The Archer... I really don't like this tank very much. What I do know, however, because I've seen people play it a lot, is not the Achilles, but once you get to like the Charioteer onwards, at least, I know that much, they are very good tanks. I've also seen some of these as well, they are very good, so I do know I'm working towards a very good line of tanks here. That's the problem though, is that I've just bumped into this awkward tank that I don't like at all. But, why don't I show you? Why don't I just show you? It is tempting, I have to say, to actually spend a bit of money on this game, because so far I've spent no money at all on it. And you can buy gold in this game, and what you can also do with gold is you can actually just take the XP you've earned off a tank, as long as it is a an elite vehicle or a premium vehicle, and you can just convert it into free XP. And it is very tempting to actually do that just to boost my way along and get rid of this tank. Or buy a premium account so I can just get through the whole thing a lot faster, you know? It's tempting. The thing is though, is that I've actually, probably in total, I've unlocked at least over a week's worth of premium account just by playing the game. Because you actually get a premium account as a reward sometimes for completing certain missions. Right, look how slow this thing is going. You'd be thinking, that's very slow for a tank, isn't it? Watch this. I was not lying. Oh shit. Picking up speed. 31 miles an hour now. In reverse. In reverse. It does like 11 if you drive forwards. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, 10 or 11 miles an hour as long as I'm not bumping into something. And then it just 31 in reverse. That makes no sense. Okay, this is just a tier 5 battle, so that's okay. Like, the gun in it's okay, it's not that bad. Look at that. Wait, where was that coming from? Oh boy! It's good for doing that, basically escaping. The good thing is he's probably still there. No, he's not. Like, I don't see why he would have moved, but because at this range I don't think I can damage him. Like, the gun is not that powerful. I think the Swedish tank could probably damage it at this range. It has the most powerful gun of any tank I've ever played. Only has like 24 ammo though. The thing about the Swedish tank is it basically gave me the realization that you don't really need to spend all of your money on all of the ammo. Because having only 24 shots in a cannon is like terrible. Like, it's not very good. Ow. And then I realized that, well, that's the maximum amount of ammo that can carry, yet I've never run out of ammo with it. Which is why whenever I get a new gun, I only buy like 40 shots with it, because you're never going to run out. That's because I typically buy tanks with big guns on them, so they don't fire very fast. Whereas I'm also well aware that some of the tanks you just fire really rapidly, so you need to buy more shells, but... Now, you're not going to get flanked if I stay here, but that's the problem. If I stay here, it's also possible that nothing will happen. So I'm basically just being your defense here. I'm the flank defense. Well, we've also not done very much, so it would be nice if one of you could, like, show yourselves if you don't mind. Go on, you know when to pop out. Have a look. Go on. Let me see what's down this road. Come on. There's also a, Oh no, he's on 3 HP, you kidding me? Oh no.
We didn't even scratch them.
Come on. Oh!
We didn't penetrate their
There was that moment when I thought, nah, that's gonna miss, and I thought, no, it's not. I'm dead. God damn. Yeah, this is a ×4 XP weekend for first wins, so I've actually progressed quite far thanks to that. Right. I think we get one decent match on this. One decent match and we should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, so... Well, so yeah, that's another point. Because I hate fighting tier tanks at a higher tier than me, that's another reason to get to tier 10. If you're at tier 10, you only ever fight other tier 10s or tier 8s and 9s. That's it. You don't need to worry about any of the other stuff. Now, I'm actually going to go the viewpoint up here, I think. I'll have to see, like I might actually swap down to this road down here if I need to. I just need to do good in a match once. Good in a match once. See, this tank almost goes as fast forwards as the Archer does in reverse. It's a bit silly. It really is. Also the reload time when this is like really slow. Really, really slow. Tell you what, you can go that way. Basically what I want to do is have a good look about what's going on over here. Because you'll be able to see sometimes tanks backing up here, which is their big mistake. So let's just line myself up. Basically what I do when it comes to lining myself up, if I need to, which I don't actually need to do here, is I look all the way in one direction to see where my farthest sight is on one side, left or right, and then I can place myself properly. The only thing here is I don't really have any cover, but anywhere off to my right hand side can't see me, it's just people down here who can see me. So that'll be good enough. They've actually got there already. There is also another location where people can actually look across and see you. Kind of a mirror part. It's actually over here. Right now, we're not really doing anything. No one is over there. They've all gone round. Basically, so far, no one spotted them until they got round the corner. So, yeah, we need to move. We really do need to move. However, the awkward thing is that that tank you can see coming along here is like the only one that's over there now, which means, oh god, it's a good thing I moved then, isn't it? That would have been me. These things are really awkward to set up though. Position yourself wrong. Yeah, this is why. We hit the tracks, which does 0 damage. Oh god. I mean, I'm making sure you've got space to move if you want to. My crew is stunned right now. There we go. I was looking at artillery right here. Oh, this is awkward to set up. Come on. That was awkward. Right, I'm actually going to stay here. It takes too long to position this piece of shit. We're done with it in a minute.
Our main gun is damaged.
Really?
Track hit. Track hit.
The problem was I kept getting shot by artillery, and that doesn't help. Like, as soon as it said main gun is damaged, I was like, I'm out of this game. Like, the ring just sort of goes, dung, really huge. It's like, you can't snipe if your gun doesn't even work. Another battle we've just simply lost. This is the thing, like, I have to say, getting an even battle is rare in this game. I don't know what it is with the matchmaking. Either you win really, like, just by smashing their team, or you lose by getting smashed. Like, balanced matches are rare. Okay. Now I actually found out that this archer has such a weird drive mechanic. Simply because I already played a match as an archer, or a few matches, and I hated how fucking slow they are. And then there was this other match I was playing, I can't remember what tank I was playing actually, I was playing a different one from the archer. And I was watching this guy going, I was thinking, why is he driving in reverse? That's an archer tank. How is he going so fast in reverse? And I tried it out myself. Because the first thing I did when I got this tank is I upgraded its engine. Because I thought, it's so goddamn slow. It needs a new engine. It needs a better one. And it's still awful. And yet here I am. And thanks to just seeing someone else drive in reverse, I realised, wait, driving in reverse is the fastest this thing can go. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's got to be a bug, surely. Now, this can't be an actual deliberate mechanic in this game to make this tank drive this fast in reverse and that slow if you go forwards. It can't be right. It can't be. Yet, it's not just me that has this. Everyone who drives an archer drives either that slow in forwards and this fast in reverse. It's so weird. So weird. Right, so we're going to assist with this. Now, the last time I actually did this, I was actually playing the Swedish tank, so we'll see if we can assist with the bridge battle. Whereabouts was I? Yeah, I was here, actually. This is where I actually put myself. Probably been seen already, but... This is the problem, though, is people happily just park there. So, nice tracks are broken. Basically, what you're going for... Oh, great. Is you're going for... They'll pop out, take a shot, then back away and take cover. And that's your opportunity to then do something. It's anything... It is just incredibly dangerous to actually play here because you've not really got any cover. And you're relying on them to miss. Can we see how I've parked my tank? I'm trying to make sure most of it is just unseen completely. Because that bush isn't really enough. As soon as you actually open fire, they can just see you. So he's going to shoot and then hopefully back away. I might get line of sight on something. Also, I'm not too bothered that he's parking here because I'm badly damaged already. What is awkward is if he just blows up, because then of course I have to completely replace myself. And of course if he does very well, he's just going to stay there, so... Here we go. Oh, no, not quite. That was almost my opportunity, but there we go. Nope. No. It's the awkward part, but we're playing defensive, we're on low health, we're probably about one shot away from death, so... If you drive forward a bit more, I might be able to take a shot at you. Not you. The awkward part. Now they're pointing their heads out. That guy's dead. Forever this rate. This is also interesting to find out. It's how low is this section here? Not very. So you can't really hide down here, can you? Basically what I'm checking is if people peek around the corner and you're parked in that little corner back there, can they see you or not? The answer is they can see you. God. I don't even know where that went. That's it. Because that fence I can't really... Not fence, because that bench I can't really tell how far down this can potentially go. Getting hits though, that's the important thing. Oh. Someone's happy. Are they coming around to me? Might have to deal with this? Yep. There we go. That was a speedy one, wasn't it? Yeah, the awkward part is they've won this battle and they're looking for me now. This is also very obvious where I am, so... How long do you reckon I've got to live? Ain't very long. Yep. The gun depression on this tank is not very good. You can't look down, like, at all. It'd just be nice if we didn't have to find out the hard way, you know? We actually did alright in that game. But again, the team did not do very well at all. Yeah, 554 damage and a kill. So we did alright there. It's one of those things, I'm happy to play other tanks for now because... Like, we still don't have enough for this next tank. How much is it? Let's see. Oh, we are. That's not how much it costs. That's how much required. We're like 800,000 off being able to afford that. Awkward. Very awkward. This is the thing. I don't know what to do with the Crusader. I don't know what to do. Oh, hang on. Actually done. 793. Oh, we actually won. Okay, right. If we won, that means... Research. Yeah, it costs 933,000. We're so far off. Takes a long time until we can even afford that. But on the plus side, there you go. We've unlocked it now. The tier 6. So what do we do now then? Because playing this tank is basically pointless now because other than cash, we're basically just collecting XP that's never going to get used. So, tell you what, seeing as I've been complaining at it for like long enough, let me just show you the Crusader. Now the later tanks are supposed to be better. So far, The issue I have with it is that its gun does like nothing. Like, I complained about this a lot when I had the KV-1 before I upgraded the gun on it. Like, this is the most powerful gun this tank has. This is. This tiny little thing is the most powerful gun it has, and it does nothing. It does so little damage. And that's the issue I have with it. Like, if it can't really damage much other than, like, light tanks, then why do I even have it? Who knows? And it's incredibly flimsy. Like, 450 health? Look at everybody else. He has 450 health. Who else does? Oh, the artillery has less, but there's no surprise there. So basically, there's one of the tank that has the same amount of health as I do. Everyone else has a lot more. That light tank has 590 health. I don't have that much. But he's probably tier 6. Oh, thank you! Thank you! Just drive right into me. That helped us both, didn't it? Well done! Seriously, people on this game do not know how to drive properly. They really don't. Alright, let's just be careful. Arm not penetrated. Damage! Ooh. We did damage in this game. This is the thing, we did 71 damage when we hit that guy, bear in mind. That's all we did. That's dangerous, that. Because of where it's put itself. Oh, fuck.
The commander is hurt. He can't focus.
That was a bad idea. Of course, they've got tank destroyer back there. And I'm just dead.
Bail out. This vehicle is
And we can't even see who did that. God damn. Like, to be fair, that was a bad decision on my part, but... Oh, God damn. Right, let's play a tougher tank, shall we? This is the KV-1S, which is my preferred version over the KV-1. We've still got some research we can do on this, so... This is a relatively new tank that I've got. Like, I've upgraded the gun on it, which I think is probably all we need to do, really. Oh, there's another KV-1S on here. So, out of the two of us, two KV-1Ss on our team, who do you think is going to get killed first? My bets are on me. We'll just have to see, won't we? I'm going to go this way. Tends to be better off for my side. If you spawn on the south side, usually going to the east side of the map is better, but...
Let's get this show on the road.
This is the thing about maps like this, is you tend to end up in this kind of like cyclone situation where, depending on where you spawn, it really just affects what side of the map you go on, because unless it's a mirror map, like if you spawn on the north side, you go to the west side of the map. If you spawn on the south side, you go to the east side of the map. That's just kind of how it works. Because of the advantage you have over the other side in going in that direction, one side tends to win on one side, and one side tends to win on the other side. And it ends up in this kind of cyclone thing, because like, you blast through their team and end up in the middle of their base, and you just start capping. Tends to be how it works. Okay, no one's been spotted on this side yet. I also don't really know how far to drive, because it's taken me a while to actually get here. Like, should I stay here, or should I push out and follow this guy? The thing is he's totally fine at the moment, but I'm calling it right now. If I follow him, I'll probably get shot. Because sometimes I determine whether it's safe to go forwards by the person in front of me. And what tends to happen is, even though I'm the one behind, I'm the one who gets shot first by people in front of us. Oh, that's how far down the gun goes. That's not very good, is it? Oh, well. Give me some cover at least. Really? That's how far down the gun goes. This tends to be a thing with Russian tanks, and I do not like it. I can't even see who's firing that, so I'm just gonna leave. It's one of those things, if I have no opportunity to spot the enemy, then I'm just not going to bother. The issue is that, well, there's that whole side that's just open now. That guy's disappeared, never mind. This is a bit awkward because they could just turn up right there. Literally on top of me. Here they go. Oh, and I can't even look down at them. It's so fucking awkward. I didn't know it was this bad. Your tank needs to be manoeuvrable in both ground and turret, but I can't shoot him. I'm going to have to retreat. I literally have to retreat because I can't even see him. Wow, this is awful. Best I can do is... Hello, you. He's moved. I need to get to where they are. Oh, the turret's in the complete wrong direction. Go on, move. This is bad. Very bad. Okay, now I can shoot this side. Oh, now I can't. It's fucking horrible. Like, to have placed your tank in a position where it can't actually shoot anything. That was awful. Okay, that's the first time I've been in such a hilly map on this tank. And it just can't shoot down at all. That was garbage. Anything I can do to actually fix that? That might work. To get it a better turret. And again, it might not. I'll tell you who really does not have this problem. Go into the tech tree. It is this tank. What I've seen of this tank, it can look down very, very well, as the entire back section can move up and down. We don't have one of those, do we? Right, this is weird. Okay, well, that's going to have to disappear for a while because I'm not going to be using that. Alright, that was awful. Like, the KV-1S has dropped dramatically in my opinion right now. I thought it was much better than that, but no, it's not. And this is the thing, like, do I keep tanks like that? I mean, should I? I mean, it's not very good at looking down. It can look up just fine, but that's the situation I'm in, like. Because I have so many tanks I'm trying to upgrade at the same time, now I'm in a situation where it's like becoming really costly. Do I keep the KV-1S? I mean, I can't tell if future tanks are good at looking down or not. That's one thing the game never tells you, and it doesn't also tell you in the wiki either. It can tell you if it's capable of looking at 360 degrees, like this tank, or a tank destroyer like that one there. It tells you what the gun arc is that way. It does not tell you how good they are at looking up or down, which is really fucking awkward. Now, ideally, if I actually knew how bad it was at looking down there, what I could have just done is I could have positioned myself in a better situation. But I tried, like, driving onto the hill to, like, tilt my tank, to see if I could, like, tilt it into a better spot. Didn't really work out, though. Alright, now we're just going to floor it after these guys, because we are very slow. Now the question is, how much money I'm going to make this evening. I don't think I'm going to have enough money to actually buy the Swiss tank yet. Because normally I'd make a bit more money by actually selling the previous tank, but because I'm trying to keep one tank of each tier, I'm going to keep the Swedish one simply because it's probably the best tier 5 I've actually owned, so... Hello. Oh, that was a bit too far forward, so yeah, he's going to die before I get the next shot off. Just you wait. Hang on. It'll wait till I've almost got a second or two left, then it'll kill him. Yeah, there we go. Told you. If you're wondering how I knew he'd last a bit longer than that until I've got a couple of seconds of reload time left, it's because I've played this game long enough to know how much it taunts me. Like, hey, you might get that kill. No, we wouldn't let you get that. And my first shot was my fault. I actually aimed a bit too far forwards. Hello. Let's see. Way over the top of his head, come on. This is the thing, we've got 2 destroyed tanks in the way already. Now I've got 3 tanks in the way. I'll just have to get closer, like I can't do much from here. Like, he's the one with the ranged shots, not me. Like, this tank actually has decent accuracy for how far it can shoot, but... Oh dear. There's a lot of tanks down there, isn't it? I can't shoot any of them. There's too many like, destroyed tanks in the way. I'm just going to have to try and get all the way over here. Look how slow this thing is. So goddamn slow. Like, I could get it a better engine, but I'm not bother wasting all the XP on things like an engine. Or maybe I should. Like, this thing does have one other gun in it, but it fires even slower than this one. And I don't like how long it takes to reload this one at all. So I don't know. Like maybe like seeing as I'm now at tier 6, just upgrading the tanks I've got a bit more is probably the best thing to do. Because I can afford like upgrades to my tanks, I can totally afford them. But buying an entirely new tank is going to take forever. So I could actually just buy a new engine on to see how much it does in increasing my speed, because it also increases the toughness of the engine, don't forget. And of course, one thing I've got to bear in mind is that will it even be able to be carried by my current tracks? Like if I'm thinking of upgrading the tank itself, I tend to buy the tracks first, because usually it can't afford to actually carry the new engine. So this is the thing, I've missed most of this fight already just by trying to get there, you know? I can't really get around this corner. Sorry, I'm kind of in the way of him there. Oh. Oh, he's on 3 HP. What tank is that? Oh, it's me. It's my mirror me. The awkward part, isn't it? Nope. Fuck you. Repairing it instantly. Not having you kill me straight away, game. Fuck off. The only thing is I've just spent 10,000 worth in cash just doing that. Gotcha. There we go. Nicely done, buddy. See, this is the good thing about this tank. If you can get with some teammates to actually help you, the slow reload isn't really a problem. There we go. Within view range of the vehicle, okay. Destroy 2 vehicles, I don't think I've actually got that at all. I could have been very close to doing it, but we didn't get any kills that time. So we didn't complete the campaign objective, which isn't, like, unfortunate. So let's have a look. How well did we do there? Yeah, secondary condition not fulfilled. Basically, we didn't kill any tanks there. We just did lots and lots of damage, so... let's go back. Now, improve the result, which is what I always do. Improve the result. Now, let's have a look at the research just for a moment here. God, look how expensive the engine is. God damn. 1200 engine power versus... Oh, for 100 engine power? Not even worth it. But look, we've also got this as well. Like, the rate of fire goes way down, the penetration's even worse. You get less damage. So in other words, keep the gun you've got, I would say. Blame some more. Might as well play some tier 6s tonight. Things we're just getting cash. It's one of those things, like, there's also not really much point in me getting the tracks either, because it's just kind of a waste. There's only really much point in getting tracks if you need to get extra suspension. You can make you turn faster, but to be able to turn faster. Now, this is one of those maps that is so awkward for tanks like this, because all it takes is to be spotted and artillery can hit you. There is no cover unless I actually go off down like around the side of the hill, which is a terrible idea. Now you can kind of go into the city. You can kind of go into the town, which is probably my best bet. However, the last time I played, this tank actually did well on it. I stayed up here. However, there is 3 artillery tanks per side in this game, so I think I will actually go into the town here. Just because you need cover from artillery, otherwise they will just pick you off and you're just dead. So we're going to have to go this way. I'll stay on this side at least. Not got many people up here though. Most of our team is actually down the bottom. Don't see shit around here either. Who's going to get vision first? Is anyone else driving in here with me, enemy-wise? See, its turning isn't that bad. Turn around pretty quick in this one. Need someone to spot for me. Weird how your turret can poke into houses, but... all out of my vision range. Where the hell is their team? Like, a lot of them have gone to the south side, but can't be all of them, can it? There's someone. Can't really see them though. Yeah, they're actually like too far down the hill. What tank is that? I actually can't tell. I just know he's got a lot of HP. He's actually in 4 digits. Which is never a good thing to see. Never a good thing. Oh, it's the Tiger R. Like a German tank. Still can't see him. I also want to stay in the town, you see. What the hell? In the space of what, 3 seconds, I got killed by 2 artillery tanks and a tank destroyer. I can only guess that they knew I was there for a while and they were just waiting until they both fired. That's the problem. Like, you end up in games like this. Like, because I never have the opportunity to actually train up people until they've got the perks. I can't get 6th sense. And without 6th sense, I just don't know when they're about to drop on me, you know? Like, how long had I been in line of sight for? Who knows? We just can't tell. Okay. North or south? North side, okay. Right, we're going in the northwest. We're going to head down the west side if we can. That's how we're going to do it. Ooh. This is the thing, like, the big tanks are hard to play. I find them the hardest tanks I've ever played in this game. Just because they're so big, you lose the whole cover bonus, pretty much. Unless you're in a city. You have some sort of buildings to like defending you. And the issue with, like, the town is because the tank destroyer was already in the town behind some bushes, he'd probably seen me passing, like, you know, the gaps in between the buildings? That's all he needs to spot me. He probably saw me coming for quite a while off. So the thing is about any other tank that's a lot smaller is they're harder to see. Like, concealment is a very important stat in this game, which those tanks don't have. The trade-off is they don't have the concealment unless they get bigger size, they're tougher, they have the bigger cannons on them. But that's the issue, you don't have the concealment at all, and they're so incredibly slow. So they're actually very tough to play, I find. Alright. I'm going to go further off to the side here. That medium tank is in my favoured spot, but go a bit further along. The only thing is that this building next to me here is just one shot away from falling down, so... He's off behind a hill somewhere. You know what? I'm actually going to head a bit further forwards while people are still setting up on their seam. Let's keep going forwards. Yeah, because what I want to do is... I don't know why somebody fired a shot there, but even I wasn't parked there, so... Oh my god. I'm hoping that was a random blind fire because they shouldn't actually be able to see me from here. The fact that they didn't fire again goes to show it probably was, because if they could see me it would have told them they did damage. The fact that they didn't fire a second time means it was probably blind fire. Because if you... Oh, fuck off. Because if you actually hit a target you can't see, it doesn't tell you you've done damage. Right, he's sorry. At least he apologised, though. I'll let him off for that. A lot of people won't apologise in this game, that's just how they play it. That's it. And he's dead. Yeah. See, I'm going to look all the way to the right and angle my tank to the left because there's no point in being able to see off to the side of the map because no one's going to be there. You know, I can actually see further off to the left. There's a lot of people clumped behind this windmill here, so... Come on. Gotcha! Okay, 21 HP, but still, I thought it said 1 HP. I was about to get fucking mental on that one.
Enemy armor is hit.
Well... I think I did something there.
Enemy armor is damaged.
What's he hiding behind? So I guess it's the hill that goes down there. I really can't see much. Oh, missed opportunity there. Too busy talking to the stream. Really gotta pay a bit more attention. Might probably do that again. Who's gonna spot out first though? Is the question.
Enemy is hit.
That was fucking awful. What am I doing? Can't see him. Well, damage-wise, we're actually doing okay. 795. How much of that was done when we weren't seen, I don't know. You now have been spotted, you see.
Penetration.
Means this damage is just like not going to be added to the counter. Really, well, it is, but we still need to do 1,000 and not be seen. So.
They're knocked out.
So I need to do 1,000. We haven't done 1,000 yet, and I was seen the last time, so this is going to be a few hundred off being inaccurate. So
Enemy armor is hit.
we've done over 1,000 now, but we need to do a lot more than that because I was spotted a second ago. So okay, he's dead. Right. There's this guy over here, and I need to stay where I am because I can't allow him to see me. I just really can't. Although, he's not going to pop out at all, is he? But he's dead. I don't think I'm going to get much off this. The only thing is that one time I was actually seen when he popped out. I don't know how he saw me because I was stationary and I wasn't firing. But... yeah, it's at the moment the damage was caused and he saw me before I fired. And we've done over 1,000 damage, but... no. That's not going to give us the objective. I could shoot this tank and kill it. That will. But there's no way I'm going to get there in time, so... no way. Also, it's only got 63. Well, dead now, but that was 63 health. Now, if I can get a decent shot on this one, then maybe. But it's just... of course, I'm reversing on it. It's so far away. Well, it's game. I don't think I got that campaign objective, which is unfortunate. Victory spin. Let's have a look. It'd be nice if it gave me it anyway. Oh. I actually got a lot of stuff for that. Mastery Badge 2, which is basically we're doing better than 80... well, we're in the top 20% of the people. Actually, let's be accurate with this. We're basically, in terms of how good we are playing this tank, it is between 80 and 94%. That's the actual amount, so we're actually doing alright. Okay, so... yeah, that's definitely completed now. So, top 1. Finish the battle as the top player in your team by damage caused. Cause 1,000 HP of damage and survive. Ooh, that is a challenge. That is a challenge. Basically do the most damage. Ugh. The awkward thing is the last mechanic of surviving, simply because, well, if it was just win, no. See, if everybody in your team was getting wrecked, you managed to turn the battle around, yeah, I could do that. But just do over 1,000 and do the most damage. That's difficult because you know how much damage the team people do. Of course, if there's more tank destroyers in your team, and it puts you in a game, for example, like this one, although we're not playing a tank destroyer now, we've got a different objective, but we've got tier 8s in this game, and if you get put in a game with other tier 8s on your team that are also tank destroyers, you're just never going to complete that. So cause 1,000 HP to damage vehicles within range, within view range. So 1,000 HP damage, except within view range, so up close, and destroy 2 vehicles. Okay then, that's not going to be easy. Like the 1,000 damage, except up close. The view range of my vehicle is the green box. The green circle. So, we're going to have to get up front and bloody. See what we can do. Let's also get 2 kills, which is actually more difficult in this game than you might think. Sometimes, depending what tank you're in, yeah, you can actually steal them away quite easy, but getting a kill on this game is actually quite difficult. Doing damage to someone is easy, but being the last person to get the actual damage on them that kills them can be very difficult. On the plus side, we actually completed the previous campaign mission for tank destroyers, so that was another 35,000 in cash, which was nice. As for, are we going to be able to afford the Swedish tank tonight? No. No way. I mean, I don't really use the tier 2 these days, but I just hold on to them because it's one of those things, like, I still have friends who will play this game now and then and they need like other tier tanks to play as, so I also still have free giveaway codes for new starters and returning players, so there's that. You're gonna run? Oh god, that's a It's tier 7. I'm a tier 6 though, if I used to be a tier 5. That to my left as well, that's not good. That is an awkward spot to move into. Particularly if I get artilleried. I have to move now. It's locked into place, but I need to move. I have played artillery a few times in this match. That's all. What happens if I get stunned and I kill someone who is no longer in my view range? The thing is about being stunned is it reduces your view range. So if I get stunned, all of a sudden the person who's right in front of me is no longer in my view range. That is awkward. We're just dead. We are just dead. We're being picked apart by artillery. We can't even get to anyone. I have not come within view range of a single vehicle this game.
Let's go.
Or line of sight, I should say. And this is the thing, I can't get to anyone. I'm so slow and I'm just being killed by artillery. Oh god. Like, I consider using my repair tracks, but I know that I'm not going to survive this match anyway. I'm going to be just dead very, very soon. Come on. Like, but there's no way we're going to complete the campaign objective in this match, no way. I'll just be happy if I survive. The only thing is I've actually not fired my gun yet. I haven't seen a single tank. There was that tank who was around the corner. There was that. But does that really count? Because I mean I didn't actually see him, did I? I just knew he was there. We've got artillery who can see me from here. Like the moment I'm spotted, that's basically me dead. Sake. Oh god. Yeah. I might have had an opportunity to fire my gun once, but this is the problem with the big tanks. You just get killed by artillery. Like, I think one person came within line of sight, like right at the end there, but yeah, that was me dead, so. Right, how are we doing on this one, seeing as we're also using 3 XP? 18,000 off. Oh boy. You know what, let's play another tier 6. Seeing as tier 6 is the title. We are a long way away from getting this. Actually, you know what, no, I'm not going to play that one. I should probably focus on just playing tier 5s for now. Just so I can actually get enough to level them up a bit. Now, I'm looking at this. Is this going to help my... Because the view range in meters is just how far he can see. Is it going to help me look up and down, though? Because the next tank after this one is this one. Now that, just looking at it, it looks like it can look down a lot better. Because if I actually go back and show you the KV-1S, you can actually figure some of these out by looking at them. See how it's got that, like, that bulge sticking out there? That's why it can't look down very far, because that's in the way. That'll be why. Alright, so cause 1,000 HP of damage to vehicles within view range of your vehicle. Destroy 2 vehicles. Oh boy, 1,000 damage in this thing? Unlikely. Again, that's the issue. Like, doing the 1,000 damage worth in the OI tanks, they've got huge guns on it, it's easily doable. And also, when you get that thing in the tank destroyers, doing it in the Swedish one, it's got a massive cannon on it, it's doable. Then you get this thing, it's like... this vehicle isn't really built for huge damage, that's the thing.
Let's get this show on the road.
Right. Now, this is the thing, we can't look down very well. So, we don't really need to go... Because Because I typically go here when I play on this map. However, I'm thinking maybe we should actually just go on the beach. Because we can look up, but if we ever end up in a situation where we need to look down, then we're kind of screwed. This thing can look up just fine. If it will happily, thank you. Well, that's not that good for looking up, but it's not. It's good enough. So I've got the PZ spotting for me. So far, there's nobody there. So far. And again, like if there was a heavy tank coming down here, it's probably not going to be there yet. Yeah, there's a Churchill. Also, this is not within view range of my tank. I think. Oh. There is a tank destroyer on my right somewhere.
The radio man is bleeding. We can't rely
That's
on
damage.
penetration.
Where the hell's the tank destroyer? Look over there somewhere. Oh, those bushes, I'll bet. Rearrange my tank, oh no. Then again, if it was there, he'd be shooting at me right now. It's probably in those bushes. Oh, yeah. I called it, and there he is.
Enemy armor is hit.
Yeah, this is making my damage counter a bit awkward now, yeah. So I've now done damage outside my view range. Which is my little green circle. Shit. Where was that shot going? That wasn't even in my circle. Come on.
We didn't even
Not
scratch
penetrated. This is my penetration gun. Basically the reason why I got it is it had good armor penetration. Oh fuck. Churchill just fucking me over now. Oh dear. This is how you know you've lost the game. There's a heavy tank behind you.
Enemy is hit.
He's got me. I don't have a reload fast enough. Yeah.
Bail out. This vehicle is
Oh well.
hit.
That wasn't very good. We got 4 shots off and did damage, so that's not the end of all things, but you don't like it when you do that well, do you? We got a victory and got a grand total of 330 XP. It's not very good. So here's the thing, I really should be playing my tier 5s right now because I need to actually earn XP for them so I can upgrade them eventually, but also so I can get some money. Actually upgrade my Swiss one.
Your assistance has been requested. Platoon created.
Oh, is this the big heavy people platoon?
A
Okay.
player has joined the platoon.
These 3 yellow tanks are now... Alright. That's where he wants us to go. He wants us to go up. Alright. Changed my opinion of where I was going to go, so...
Let's get this show on the road.
And the awkward thing about this is you end up in this big section of the map where if you end up about here, everyone who's over here will be able to see you, which means I'm dead. I have to be very careful with how we progress through this level. What tank is he? Same tank as me. He's the same tank as me, okay. He's just for a moment he just looked like he was a different design. For a second there, looked like it's a lot bigger than me. Broker just keeps us closer to my screen, but never mind. So basically we've got this hill in the way, which is very helpful for us. Now I'm going to try and take the route that this guy takes, because I'm going to go by he knows more about this tank than I do. Which means he should know what route he should be able to take. Basically, people who are in the city already will like be able to see it. I keep saying city every time, it's clearly a town, but you know. It's when I get just about to where he is. So can you see this area to our right that's opening up for us now? That's the area of people can see you now. However, the Type 64 is doing some spotting for us, and he's not really seeing anything. It means there's nobody there right now. No way we're going to be able to see anything there. Yeah, we're just going to go right into this. And this is something we could do. 1,000's worth of damage in here, close up. There's no way this isn't in my view range, so let's do it. It's the destroying 2 vehicles part that's the problem. Yeah, as long as there's actually enemies left, like when I get there. Go on.
Penetration.
Gotcha. Is he going to come back and do that again? I don't think he will. Or will he? Come on. Well, he's gone. Their cannons sound a lot bigger than mine. Is he going to back up into my line of sight or not? Because as much as I want to complete the objective, it's like I'm still not gonna. I'm just gonna run and get myself killed. No, I missed. Aiming directly at him. Just look at that. Look how delicious that target is. I just couldn't hit the damn thing. He's on 4 HP. This is how hard getting kills is in this game. I told you earlier, it's not easy. Doing the damage is easy, getting the kills is not. Because how many times I've ended with people, I'm like, nearly enough to just be dead. They've got the howitzer gun, haven't they? That's the other gun you can actually get for this tank that's got garbage penetration. Yeah, there's no way we're going to complete the objective now. Like, there's not enough HP in this game for it. Well, there probably is, but, I mean, we're not going to get the kills, definitely. There might be an artillery gun over here, but I'm not going to get there first. So that's crazy. Yeah, he's got the other gun, but I don't have yet. I'm just surprised he actually could see that thing where he was behind a building for me. Oh, he's just way closer than me. Yeah, he could probably just ram it and then he's done. See, this is the thing, like, you can get a much bigger, slower firing gun on this thing, but it's like, why would you get something with like no penetration on it? It means you all of a sudden just can't fight heavy tanks anymore, really. That's a win. A lot of XP for that. That was a surprising amount of XP. 20,000. Gave us the. Oh well, we are in a platoon. I didn't know platoons gave you that much more XP. God damn. Yeah, because you can actually, if you go in here, you can actually just get this. Which I can actually get already. Okay, that was a surprising amount of XP we got there, because now, look at this. Well, for a start, we actually need to get this anyway. That's what we need to do. But yeah, if that happened more often, god damn. See, this is the gun they have. Penetration goes from like 175 to 121, which is not a huge drop, but the damage is 300 to 700. God damn. You can actually probably, I can probably rush this tank if that keeps happening. I don't know why I did so well in that last one. What was the bonus there? Bonds received 20. Combat experience coefficient. Ah, it's probably one of these bonuses we've got in here. Also, these bonds, I don't know what they're for. I really don't. Let's play another archer game. If you can get something like that for the archer, that'd be fantastic. 20,000 XP. If I could get that for this, I'd actually be able to get to the next tank already. That's the awkward thing, though. It's the first time in this game I've come into a situation where it's the cash I don't have, you know? Erlenberg. You know what? I probably should get into the habit of just asking people to get into a platoon, you know? Sure. Invite people into a platoon. Because why not? If it just gets you XP, why not? Like, to get that much extra XP, it's ridiculous. Now, the two people I invited weren't even loaded in yet, which was probably a mistake I made. I should probably wait until they're loaded in before I do something like that. Because they may not even notice they've gotten a... Oh, huh, there you go. Someone's noticed. That's okay. I was going to say, like, they may not even notice they've been invited. Excuse me. I hope I'm downing my fizzy drink, does it?
Let's get this show on the road.
I forgot. Seriously, getting into the habit of driving this thing in reverse, it's taking time. I have to say, it's taking time. The artillery guy accepted. The guy's a light tank, he's probably not even going to notice, but yeah, well. Whatevs. Because seriously, if that's how fast you get stuff in a platoon, like, I know you get an XP bonus, but that was massive. I can only guess there was some sort of battle objective that I hadn't noticed yet. Because there's no way 20,000 XP in a battle is ridiculous. I am not complaining, I'm just wondering how I got that much. I've no idea. I think somebody's dead already. Let's push and... Yeah, there was someone who was at the top over here. Oh, hello. Awkward. Couldn't look down far enough. Seriously, I hate it when that happens.
Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration.
Ah.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Awkward. That's the situation you ended. I think I probably drove a bit too far forwards then. I just got seen because I was out of the bushes. Oh well. What else should we play? Let's just play a different tank for now. We're actually gaining a lot of free XP, and I'm basically just trying to save it up so I can boost past the archer, because I don't really like playing it that much. I'm also not that good with it. But hopefully we can get some more cash. And cash is the difficult thing in this game, it seems, right now. Oh boy, tier 7s. There you go. These guys have loaded in already.
Platoon created.
I'm just gonna start chucking invites out. It's basically the first 2 people who accept, you know?
Time to roll out.
I'm not gonna bother with voice chat or anything, I'm just gonna play the game. Now the good thing about this tank, I really like this tank, T67, is I can get into position way faster than anyone else can. Way faster. So I'm gonna sit right at the back. All these bushes in front of me, oh god, look how slowly you turn in like a river. Right. Now, this position can become like completely useless if your team like starts winning the position at the top. So all of a sudden, like, I don't really see the enemies anymore. But if they push a bit further forwards, all of a sudden they'll, if they win the ridge up here, then all of a sudden you become very useful. If they don't, then they're suddenly like, well, why are you right at the back? You're not doing anything. Oh, get aggressive. This is the enemies here, like if they get aggressive we can actually see what's going on, but that's a hit. You know what I mean? Of course, that one bit of vision I had over there is now like a dead tank, so you know, the awkward part. Also not going to get my campaign objective like this, am I? Ah, I was way too high. Seriously, why do people keep like pinging repeatedly? Do they get the feeling that as long as they keep pinging, eventually it will just magically change people's minds about what they're going to do? Because if they're not going to go over to where you are, then they're just not going to go, you know? How did that miss? Come on. Shall we stay in the bushes, move a bit further forwards, change our angle a little bit? Much better. Now I can at least do some damage. Oh, you! Okay, you're my main choice now. I'm just going to stare at where you're going to pop out. If you try and do that again, I'm going to hit you. No? The awkward part is I don't know. Oh, there he is. Go on, do that again. I dare you, I double dare you. No? Much of a coward, huh? Okay, I get it, I get it. I've run away from people myself. Come on. Artillery. How are we even still in somebody's vision after all of that time of not being spotted? And all of a sudden it's like, oh, but the artillery can just see you now. I can only guess that that was blind fire. Oh, look, Erlenberg, yeah, 156 XP, that was nothing. I can only guess that that huge amount of XP we just got was just from something. Like, there are other, like, objectives in the background that I don't look at. For example, if I go to missions right now, there's all this Battle of Kursk stuff. Missions completed 20. Minus 10% to loading time. Ooh. Okay. Missions completed 20, alright. Yeah, because there's this stuff as well. Like, I have no idea what any of this is. So this one as well. Only historical vehicles that took part in the Battle of Kursk. T60. T70, I don't have those. Germany. Nashorn, okay. Now, what I can do for this one, it says I'm completed already, but I can also complete this as well, the Nashorn. But I don't need to, okay. I should really pay attention to these a lot more. Award already received. Award already received. I haven't got this one though. Care about that though. Have a look. I imagine I've got most of these because I've been playing the game a lot recently. What was that? Historical reference now. So I can get some like stuff from this. Need that. Like if it says I haven't got something, worth having a look. In a victorious battle, we're not doing any of those, we're just doing random battles. I don't care about medkits. Block a total of 3,000 damage. Any number of battles can be completed in any vehicle site from tier 4. Okay, right. Obviously, you have to complete these on the day then. Because the thing is that, like, I've already done that earlier today. Yeah, defeat. From 26th of July through to 16th of August, be one of the top 10 players on your team by the following parameter. Experience earned. Complete all conditions in each of 7 battles. Get 50,000 in cash. Okay, well... Oh, ranked battles, that's why. That'll be why I've not got it. That's the thing, we're getting a lot of boosters, but that's all it is right now. How are we doing, by the way? Because we've got over 10,000 now in free XP and actual XP for this tank. Get there eventually. I want to keep away from that tank for now, though. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Let's play another one. Another T67, because why not? Oh, I didn't check how much cash I had. That's another thing I was going to do. How much cash do we have? Finish the battle as a top player on your team by damage caused and do 1,000 thing. So basically just do really well. Like, if I've got something in the back of my mind of like having to do very specific objectives for a mission, can throw me off a little bit, but this is basically just play the game and do really well. Like, those missions are a lot easier to do. Like, I know someone's like, make sure you kill an artillery tank and something like that. It's like, okay, well now I have to worry about whether or not I'll actually kill one. Whereas this is just quite simply play the game, do well, get XP. Like, I'm fine with that.
Move out.
It's just, at least this is a tier 5 only match. Because the differences is that when you're in a match and it's going like here, there's some tier 8s in this match as well. It's like, well, I'm never going to get the highest amount of damage. Like, I can try as much as I like, but if it puts tier 8s in the mission, then I've already failed, just like from the starter. They do way more damage than tier 5s. Now the only 2 boosters I've got is extra free XP, which I'll be using a lot. Also be using when I play tomorrow as well. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow as well, but when I play tomorrow I'll be using the extra free XP ones. Because I want to use that a lot, because at the moment it's plus 200% free XP on the booster. It's very good. Because that's the thing, you just get loads of boosters, you can't actually really play the game without having something on at the same time. The only thing is a lot of my other boosters are also crew experience, which is pretty much useless. is it's possible to actually play through an entire battle and never get any XP for your crew. It's weird like that. Probably a terrible idea, but I don't like sitting around.
We've lost
Oh
some
dear.
ammo, but at least it didn't explode. One of our tracks is damaged.
Oh, thank God. Got past that one. I know I didn't have to do that, but I also kind of went down the wrong street, so next question is, do I try and poke out or do I stay here? You know what, I'm going to stay here. Like, I don't want to risk doing that again. I've already lost like half my HP. This turret is very slow, but we'll see how we do. God, by the time I turn it, they're already pushed past. Never mind. I'm not going to complete the mission on this level, but that's fine, we'll just keep playing. Oh wow, look at the northwest, that's gone. It is very much gone. And you're gone, that was the archer. I'm just going to very quickly sit on the base because we need to cap that as fast as we can. Otherwise we're going to lose. It really is that simple. They're right next to our base. Down there is a very popular artillery spot, so let's see if they actually decide to come around here. Also keep an eye on the minimap, okay? Just in case someone... yeah, there we go. Oh, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. Seriously. Ugh, ricochets are the worst. Now I actually have to sit here, otherwise we're going to lose. Like, I want to go and get that guy, but I actually can't, and he's just going to stay there. There is no way he'll peek out again. No way. The game wouldn't be that polite to me, so... making sure he's not trying it again. Yeah, there we go. The annoying thing is if your capture is within a few seconds of the other one, it's literally like 1 or 2 seconds of their capture, it counts as a draw. It seems like the server can't determine who was first, which is annoying. It's basically how the lag goes in this game. But hey, it's a win. Seriously, these bonds, what the fuck do you do with them? I really don't know. I really don't know. Anything we actually want for this tank? I don't think there is. I think it's just... ah, 6,000 XP off. We can actually possibly do that this evening. So we've got 250,000 now, which... well, as soon as I bought the tank, I was on 90 something. We're on 250 now. So we are a long way off. But... like, I wouldn't have thought this would be the situation I'd ever get. Like, I always thought XP was the hardest thing to get. Like, I'm using a lot of boosters for XP, to be fair. And I hardly ever get cash boosters. But now I'm honestly, for the first time, in a situation where I just don't actually have enough money to get the next tank upgrade. Fortunately, I still have other tanks to play, though, so that's fine. Now, the advantage of this tank being very fast is I can actually get to the centre of the map. Or potentially. I'm not gonna jinx myself.
Let's get this show on the road.
So here we go. Let's see if we can get to my usual spot. Not the best spot in the game, but for now, as a starter spot, is actually pretty decent. Likelihood they'll pop over the ridge is low. I was going to peek around that corner, but all of a sudden I really don't want to. Funny that. I'm also the only one here now. I point that out. Can't even see that T-67 like at all. Oh.
The commander is hurt. He can't focus.
Ow. I'm genuinely curious as to how he could possibly see me. I couldn't see him at all. Like, to be fair, my concealment thing. But, I've got like this, cloak that activates after 5 seconds. Increases my concealment. This camouflage net. And to be fair, it wasn't on for me, but it was on for him. He'll have been staying that there. If he actually has it on, a lot of people don't even use stuff like that, and I don't even know why. It's so goddamn useful. Is he going to try that again? That completely missed. No idea if this is hitting him anymore. And he's destroyed. Okay, I can't tell if I've actually hit him at all. The first shot was way off. I can only guess there's actually someone a lot closer to me than I realise who's actually using their spot vision. If I go around the corner, I'm basically just going to kill myself again. What's actually going on here? You're around the other side of the windmill. This is very risky. There could be other people in the town. Get there. See anyone? Uh-oh. Yep, there are other people in town. Ah, wait, where? What?
This vehicle has had it.
Can I point out, he's literally... He's not at the windmill. He's like there. Oh, there he is. Look, can you see where he is? Off in the corner of them. I'm surprised he was even looking in this direction. God damn, okay. That was also a very good shot for him as well, considering how far away he is in a light tank. Ugh. It's swiped away from me. Okay, well. What's the point? It's way down here now, is it? That is 933,000. Wow. We ain't getting that tonight. No way. No way. This map's called Tundra. There isn't any tundra in the map. That's the interesting part. In fact, I can't see any tundra anywhere. I was going to say there's also some outside the map, but I'm looking outside the map now and I don't see any tundra terrain anywhere. Right. Let's try that platoon thing again.
Move out.
Not very accepting at the moment. Right, where are they going? You know what? I always go to the east side. Let's follow these people. Take me long to catch up. Those are the two Churchill tanks. Okay, one of them is. I was going to say, because no one accepted my invites. Maybe one got turned down or ran out of time. They got turned down. Fair enough. Not everyone wants to play in the platoon. Alright. Is there someone in the town right there? But I want to go right around the west side this time. See if we can get to the cover first. Oh no, hello. This thing is not that accurate. Oh shit. Make sure we're not in the way. Actually going all the way back. Jesus Christ. The awkward thing about that is that, because this tank's really tall, for some reason I just cannot see him at all. He can see me. No. I'm gonna get killed if I keep doing that. This is why tank design is very important when choosing what tanks to play. Like, I don't like how tall these tanks are at all. Can't even break his tracks, goddamn. I know how slow firing that gun is, so I'm going to wait till he shoots, and then I'm going to pop out and start trying to shoot somebody else. Really? No armour. I'm shooting the underneath of his tank, by the way. In case you're wondering what I'm shooting at. I'm not going to bother repairing that, I'm just going to let it happen. Why can't I damage anyone with that thing? That's fucking pathetic. Not my shots. That gun is pathetic. This is why I'm considering ditching medium tanks. Like, I'm getting nothing from them. Like, it's been a real struggle to get these tanks. A real struggle. And what bonuses can I possibly get? That's less penetration. That's more, but it's a lot slower. Like, should I bother getting this gun? Because I'm still, like, got halfway to go, but... The thing is, if I get that gun, I then have to get that turret, which I can't afford. Like, I need to have a think about this. Like, after the stream, I really need to think about it, is, do I ditch medium tanks? Because tank destroyers, I love them, I know I do. But I think heavy tanks I prefer, just because you, at least, you get the firepower, but you also get the health. And just so I can have a quick read of this, what's this? Battle of Kursk. Day 31 out of 50, missions completed 20 out of 50, okay. Yeah, because I want to check this, like, I still have all these bonuses to get. Like, destroy a heavy tank, cause 300 HP of damage to heavy tanks and survive. More difficult than it looks, seeing as my two medium tanks just don't really do much at all. Let's see what other stuff is there in here. Cause damage 2 times and destroy an enemy vehicle. Can I just say that's incredibly easy? Cause damage by ramming and also win. Set an enemy vehicle on fire. That's very difficult. Very difficult. Cause 2,000 HP of damage. Destroy 3 vehicles. Cause 15 HP of 1500 HP of damage. Oh, damn. Like, having one medium tank so I can complete these objectives, that makes sense and I'm fine with that. But here's the problem. Which medium tank am I going to use? Because the current medium tanks I have actually aren't very good. Like, at all. I've spent so much on these tanks, which is why I'm like thinking I don't want to ditch them. I want to try and get some better ones, but... I don't know, you know what? Some more of this tank. That's the issue I'm in. It's like the tanks that I have just aren't that great when it comes to medium tanks. They're just not very good. And I'm thinking, do I really just have the wrong medium tanks that I'm playing right now? Like, are the ones I have, like the Sherman and the Crusader, are they just shit medium tanks? Like, I don't know. That's the thing. I just don't know. For example, the first medium tank I got, which was completing the tutorial, it's called the M2 Medium. That's actually a really good medium tank, but it's only tier 2. Like tier 3 or something. It's a very low tier tank. Yeah, it's actually really good for what tier it's on. So maybe we should have a look at like other medium tanks and see what we got. I mean, there's tier 7s in this game. Like, this is what I come across far too often when I play tanks. Is that so I think, right, let's try and let's see how good this tank is versus other medium tanks in its tier. Oh shit, there are tier 7s in this match, which means I can't fight them. Like, this gun just cannot damage them. It just can't. It's far too awkward a situation to put myself in. Like, I cannot win this match. I'm going to die at some point. Can't come across tier 7s and fight them. It's just ridiculous. Like, if it's a light tank, sure, there's a chance I can win. But this tank cannot destroy other tier 7s. Like, it's only tier 5 and it's got a shit gun on it. Like, what am I supposed to do with this, you know? Armor not penetrated, it's only tier 6. Armor not penetrated, it's only tier 6. Damage, 74. And it one-shots me, basically. This is what I mean, like, you can't fight that. You cannot fight that. And back to the garage we go. This is how it takes such a long time to actually get anywhere in this game on some of the tanks you play. Like, some of the other tank tiers I've actually been doing alright with, but I think the toughest ones I've ever done when it comes to tank lines is this one to get to the Archer. That's one of the toughest. This one to get to the Crusader. And this one to get to the M4. Like, those are the 3 toughest lines of tanks I have ever played in this game. And 2 of them are medium tank lines. That is the issue. Because the Valentine is garbage. Really is. And the Archer's just not very good. Like, the Cruiser was alright, but then again, that's a light tank, so what do I know? Like, this line of tanks only becomes a tank destroyer here when it gets to the Archer. That's the first one that's not like an actual tank destroyer. It's not that bad, to be honest. But look at this one. Tank destroyer at tier 2, straight away. This was a very easy line of tanks to do. The only issue I had with it is that I didn't actually like playing as them. Because they had well, this is a tank destroyer as well, oddly enough. But the issue that these tanks have is that... how much HP does this have? Let me just double check. Can you not see in here? You can't, okay. The issue that these tanks have is that they don't have turrets until, like... I think this one actually has a turret. It looks like it does. Now, that's probably a turret there, but that's it. Because they go on to, like, these tank destroyers now. Like, I dropped these in the German line as well. They're low, but they only have limited things on them. Like, I want a tank destroyer that has a turret on it. It's as simple as that. So you know what? Let's play some more Archer. You'll notice I've got 6 minutes left on my boosters. We'll play that some more. That's the problem I face. Like, I find that tank destroyers that don't have turrets... Like, they're not saying they're bad tanks, because I know from other people playing them they are actually good. I just don't like playing them, you know? They're not something I actually really like. The Swedish one, however, you might think, well, you said you liked that one earlier. Well, I do, actually. I have to say, I do like the Swedish line of tanks so far. I've not had a problem with them. But part of the reason why I like them so much is because of how tiny they are. Like, you compare that to the tank destroyers that are actually... like the ones with the limited range there, but here's the thing. They're usually just flat. They're also very wide. The Swedish one is flat, and it's thin. It's very tiny, and it's very good for just peeking around the tiniest of little gaps. That is the difference. Like, there aren't any of the tanks that actually can match that when it comes to flat tank destroyers. Like, later on, the Swedish tank does just become as wide as the rest of them, but that is just later on. That's quite a while away. Okay, so there's someone over there. Might as well mark it. This is why you got to be careful when you knock over terrain, because it really does reveal your position. How am I spotted? How? Tell me. Everybody right now, tell me, how am I spotted? Look where I am. If I fired my gun, then it said spotted. Alright, I'm with you. I see how it spotted me. However, if I'm literally behind a bush at long range and someone, not even a light tank, just like a heavy tank, peeks over the side and goes, "Oh, I can see you straight away." No, I have to say I disagree. Like, I cannot see how it possibly did that. Also, those German light tanks, they're really annoying. Like, if I ever play a light tank line, like those German ones, the ones that become the Luchas, tier 4, like a lot of people actually play those and they're really good. Well, the Crusader battle was won, even though I did like nothing. So let's just play that one again, seeing as we just can't really seem to do very much here. This is what I mean, like, do I keep playing the medium tanks to eventually get decent ones? Because this is the thing, like, I do watch people play World of Tanks on Twitch, and sometimes they play medium tanks which are decent. But they're always tier 10. That's the difference. Like, the path to tier 10 is a long one. So, is it just a case of I'm just playing the wrong tanks here? Or is it a case of keep playing them because eventually they will get good? Like, that's the question in my mind. So I might actually make this a short stream, and instead I'll actually like have a good look of this on the wiki. Like, I need to really work out, am I just wasting my time with medium tanks? It's one of those things, like, I've invested such a huge amount of time into the medium tanks. So it's one of those things, like, do I really want to go for it? Do I really? Has my time been wasted altogether, or is it worth investing more? That is really the question, because it does take a long time and it's a lot of work to actually get all of these tanks leveled up. It just ends up quite a shock when you look at them and think, hang on, has this been a complete waste? Has it? Ah. That thing go. And he's dead. Good. This is such a flimsy tank, you see. Oh god. See, that's the thing, I can't do that much damage. Damn. Damn, I keep missing those. I can't manage that. Ah, shit. Hey, if you want to go fight that, you go for it. Because I can't. And this is what the other guy was running away from. Heavy tank coming up, isn't it? Every time. Why do I keep hitting the fucking ground? Is my aim just completely off or what? I actually hit someone, however, I'm now one hit away from death, so I have to just get out of this battle. Right, basically I just have to back way off. Like, I cannot contribute to that anymore. I'm one hit away from death, I'm just going to become like a bit of art, like terrain later on. Not careful. And we're losing as well. At least if I continue like being ultra defensive, it's still quite possible that I can at least get 1 or 2 hits in later on in the battle, which is a massive difference to just dying straight away, you know. See, there we go. We got in 1 more hit than we would have done probably later on. We just walked into it, you know. That guy got set on fire and he's very... Oh, he's going to burn to death if he's not careful. Hoping he's kind of... No!
We didn't even scratch them.
This is the problem you have. If you've got like a shit gun on your tank, you're just useless otherwise. Like, I probably should have just stayed back. But yeah, there you go. This is the problem with the medium tanks I have. They're not very good. Like, they can't compete with the people you fight against. Like, granted, a lot of the fights I don't do that well, but that's not the point. The point is that if you cannot compete in the battles you fight against, you're basically just losing battles continuously until you eventually get a better tank, and that takes a lot longer than winning battles till you get another tank, you know? Anyways, my boosters have run out now, so I need to try and rush into another battle. Because here's the thing, if I just say, you know what, fuck it, and then sell both of my medium tanks, at that point, I've actually gained a huge amount towards being able to afford my Swedish tank. But that's the issue. I want at least 1 medium tank. So long as I have 1 medium tank, I can complete all of the medium tank missions. However...
Your assistance has been requested. Platoon created.
Yeah, however, what I think I need to do is find a good medium tank.
A player has joined the platoon.
Doesn't matter what tier it is, I just need a good medium tank and use that to do all the missions with. Just at the moment, ain't very good. And I think what I need to do is find a medium tank that is on a research line that leads towards being a heavy tank, just not yet. That makes sense. Like, I'm not really explaining it very well, but the reason why I say that is because that means it's going to be tough. Probably has a decent gun on it. Hello. Oh, lovely. You know what? I'm not even going to use my repair kit because I'm poor. So I'm just going to stay here. What are we doing? Okay, there's somebody. Oh god, this is how slow we move forwards. We're not doing much over here, are we? I'm going to change position. To do that, what we need to do is make people think we're going to go in somewhere completely different. So I'm going to move in that spot to my right there, that bush in front of me. I need to hide long enough until... Okay, now I've actually just gone out of sight. Let's see, what's my sight like from here? Can I even see that guy down there? I'm going to guess no. Well, nobody can right now. Hmm. Isn't one of my favourite maps. It really isn't. Now I can see this bit here. We can't see anyone on it. I mean, we're winning. The tank destroyer is probably still over there somewhere. Although one tank destroyer is dead. I've not really been paying attention. That's the Achilles. That's the one this run upgrades into. Can't really see it right now. So I've actually hit on that spot many times when I've been on that side of the map. He's not going to show up until he either peeks over this ridge here or until he like goes down there, which I doubt he's going to do. P-43's down there. I'm not going to peek out to see him. I need this cover. Hello. Yeah, shoot the ground. Well done. Damn it. Get one shot off. This is the thing, like, this thing isn't actually that accurate over long distance. It really isn't. Some of my medium tanks are more accurate than this thing. Although oddly enough, not the two I'm playing right now. Oh, you make me want to rush forwards, but it's a terrible idea. They're out of my render distance, I can't really do very much. That's what my camera's trying to do, I really don't know. Right, I'm going to go back at my previous spot. 3 people left. I've also not hit a single shot this match. I really haven't. Right, we saw you straight away, didn't we? So we can sit and wait until someone pops their head out. Or... oh, that's probably it. We're not going to get anything else, are we? All the trees in the way. Don't have to peek too far forwards though, do I? Base. There's somebody, but you can see them on the mini-map. I cannot see them on my screen, which makes this super fucking awkward. Let's move aside a bit. Was over here somewhere, it was like there. Right, someone's gonna have to spot because we can't see anything, and they've got 20 seconds to do it before the game is over, so. The archer, not the archer, the Achilles. Although we don't have direct line of sight. Also do not have direct line of sight on that one. Actually we do, it's just too far away so we can't see it. No idea where it is. This out of render distance is not going to show up on our screen. The Achilles will. Just kind of like move here. No. No, the Achilles is too far away now. Oh, the awkward things. I don't even know where it is. Finally it's dead, okay. Awkward. And that's a victory. So yeah, we're going to figure out what we're going to do with our medium tanks then. Which ones are we going to keep? Because, I mean, that's fuck all XP. I didn't really do anything, did I? Because if we just go tech tree, we're on tier 5s right now, so we use that as our standard. Let's just have a look, shall we? Tier 5, medium tank. Compare it to, like, for example, this one. So it's got... where's its HP? I could only just go on the wiki and look this up. I'd rather like have a look here, right? Vehicle details. See, it's actually not that. damage per minute? No. I have to look this up on the wiki, aren't I? But for example, you've got this one. Firepower 116, survivability 28. Oh, and the gun as well. Where were we? This one. So 116 to 28 with a default gun of 110. Wow, okay, so the survivability is a bit more on this tank, but the firepower is way less. And the damage is about the same. Okay. So, what about here? Let's take a tier 5 one again. There's a medium, the T-34. Got a gun that does 110, although the penetration is a bit lower. 42 to 28, okay, that's got more survivability but less firepower. This is the thing about medium tanks. A medium tank's just the wrong tank for me in this game. Let's see, French tier 5 mediums. G1R. God, that looks odd, doesn't it? Firepower 78, survivability 35, so less firepower, more survivability. The gun that does 110, a bit more penetration. Compare it back to one of the ones I'm currently on, Crusader. 138 firepower, fucking bullshit. I mean, I've got this one, which is decent penetration, shit damage. Let's see, looking the wrong things here. Chinese medium tanks, tier 5. You've got 93 to 31. A gun that does decent damage, better penetration. Click on garage rather than tech tree. Japanese medium tanks. Chinu, 120 firepower, 19 survivability. Bloody hell. Default gun on that does fuck all. But it's probably saying that because you get this. Which is a lot more damage and a lot more penetration. You actually get a really good gun on that thing. That's the Chinu, is it? There you go. That's a very good tier 5 medium tank. It's better than mine. Way better than mine. That's only it's only their tier 5. Well, already we have a better tank right there. This one, the Skoda, is 79 to 23. With a gun that is about the same as everybody else's. You tend to see this quite a lot actually recently. I'm not entirely sure why. Let's see. Medium tank, 91 to 23. With a gun that does about the same as everybody else's. Potentially you can get some better damage on it and some better penetration. So you upgrade it enough, this can become a very good medium. This is the thing though, like I'm looking down all these tanks and all I'm seeing is, yeah, but you get that on a heavy tank but with more HP, so I don't know. 111 to 36, okay, it's a lot more survivability. And a gun that does the same damage as everybody else's. Right, now, let's have a look at the M4 I've got. Right, so I'm sitting on it's 110 damage, 92 penetration, and I'm on 88 firepower, 34 survivability. Immediately switch to a tier 5 heavy, 99 firepower, 81 survivability, with a gun that does better. See, this is the thing. Already, I've just switched to the same tier 5, and it's already a lot better, you know? Like, I think this is a decision I have to make, like, soon. Pyrex, what the f*** are you doing? Wait, hang on, who are these three? These just random people? They're not actually in a vehicle right now. Huh. Anyways, let's go back to it. Hang on, because the tech tree, right. So, are there any of the heavies down here? No, there aren't. Right. The other one is in a British line of tanks, and we've got the Crusader. And it has, on the default gun, you know what, let's compare the better one, because why not? 110 penetration, 75 damage. And it is 138 to 17. Find a heavy tank, the Churchill. Shit damage on it though, isn't it? Let's find the better gun on here. Actually, I should probably compare the default ones, haven't I? 95 power to 83 survivability. Yeah, it's gone from 17 to 83. Right, the default gun on this is 50 damage. Right, that's garbage tier. So 50 damage versus 75. Okay. Go to Churchill. That is 50 damage, same. Versus not 75, 135 on the better guns, 110 on the better guns. See, now you're going to the same amount of damage. That's the basic gun there. Yet you can upgrade it even more. Look how far up that goes. And that's on the just switching from medium to heavy, you get better guns and more health. Like, I know I was expecting better health. You also get better armor as well. Because the thing is that you lose the things like mobility and things like that. But then again, like, the Churchill line of tanks, they're actually not that slow. The same with a lot of the other heavies in this game, they're actually not that slow. So, at some point, we're going to need to keep some sort of medium tank. I think I might keep this one for now, but I'm going to sell this one. This one's going. I do not like this tank at all. Like, we've invested a lot of stuff into it, but I don't think there's really much I can say other than medium tanks are not my thing, but I need to keep a medium tank. So the Crusader is British line, so where are we? The Centurion is a good tank. Not my thing, get out of here. These are basically all the tanks I'm working towards, like keeping the comparison thing, just so I don't lose track. So, you... Let's... Send to depot, depot, depot. Accept. Now... Yeah, we're going to get rid of all the crew as well, so we're going to sell that. Dismiss. 213, 255. Sell. And we're still nowhere near the other tanks. Like, I could sell all of these as well, but... Ugh. It might get me there. How much is this worth, actually? 202, so that's 4, 5, 6... 7. On 700,000. 750,000. Yeah, there's no way I can still make it on that. I need 966. So yeah, medium tanks are not my thing. I think I do need to have a rethink about what medium tank I actually want to have. Because this one's meh. It's just one of those things. I already have this one, so it just makes sense to me to actually just keep it. Eventually it goes on to this one. The thing is that they're not... If I just want one medium tank to do all the medium tank missions, I do need to reassess things, because this isn't a good one to have. So I'll have to think about it. It's just one of those things, like, if I actually start playing a new line of tanks just to get to the first medium, which will be a tier 4, like, I might get further than that, but I'll generate a lot of cash doing that. There's the medium tank missions I've got. Cause 300 HP of damage to heavy tanks and destroy a heavy tank. That's doable. And then cause damage 2 times, destroy an enemy vehicle. That's way easier than the previous mission. Way easier. Cause damage by ramming and win. Okay. That's the tough one. I think that's the tough one. I think I can do all of these. The causing fire damage to somebody is really hard because it's completely randomized. Like, if you shoot someone in the engine, it might just do damage. It may set them on fire. Like, you can't do it as a form of skill, it's just randomised. Cause 2000 HP of damage. Personal as a platoon, you'd have to be a platoon for that. Destroy 3 vehicles, personal platoon. These are doable. Destroy 2 tank destroyers. Cause damage to 5 vehicles and win. It's a tough one. I think, honestly, these are all doable in the Sherman. It's just not going to be easy. Really not. Because, I mean, before the Sherman, what we actually had was the Lee. I'm not going back to that. But yeah, okay, I think I'm going to end the stream here. And we've been playing for a couple of hours. And I need to rethink what we're going to be doing. So I think, I'll tell you what, we'll play one more mission. One more mission in our good old tier 6 we just got today that's really just knackered my cash. And yeah, we'll just have to see. Like, I'm going to have to look on the wiki and think, do I need to get another medium tank that I'm just going to sit with and do nothing else with? I'm just going to use that medium tank, you know? Just for all of my medium tank campaigns. Because bear in mind, that list I just showed you is 1 of 3 right now. And you have to complete the first set before we get the next set. Because there are some decent medium tanks though, like already not even looking at the actual thing, that looks like a better medium tank than I've got. Although saying that, hang on, 5, 6, they're tier 8s in this game. Lovely. Tier 8s in this game, fucking lovely. Ugh. So yeah, there you go. That's probably a tier 8, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have a look on the wiki, I'll have a look on Reddit and things like that. Find out what is a decent medium tank. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of go with that. That's the thing about medium tanks is, I thought I might like them a lot because you get some decent speed and things like that, but the thing is that some heavy tanks do have decent speeds at higher levels. Like, this is not a good example, this is a complete opposite, but just having seen other people play heavy tanks, some of them are a huge slowdown like this, they really are. But some of them aren't. Some of them are actually really fast. So, I don't know, like, I tend to be a very defensive player, so I think it's kind of making sense to me that I'd prefer to play a tougher yet slower tank than a faster one. But I know there's a lot of time I've actually spent in this game going down the wrong lines of tanks, like the British and German line of tanks that were tank destroyers that don't have turrets. Yeah, I changed from those and went straight into tanks with turrets, that tank destroyers, because I just prefer them a lot more. Like, they're more my thing, you know? Which means I went all the way up to tier 4, two lines of tanks that I just chucked away. But no, this isn't me. Switch out. Better to do it now than later once I invest too much. So now, all of a sudden I'm thinking, there's 2 lines of tanks I've gone into that are medium tanks that again I'm going to chuck away. Like, I know I play this game a lot, but that's a lot of time invested. Like, the only thing I've really gained out of playing those tanks is realising I don't like them. It's taking me all the way into tier 5, halfway into tier 6 for me to realise that, so that's not good on my part. Really? I don't care about his fucking tracks. I want to do damage to him. Really? That's a light tank all the way in the distance flicking me. Please stop. Just stop. This is the problem. Thank you! That's what we wanted. You know what? He's really far away. I think I'm just going to have to tank it. Yeah, I can survive long range hits. Like, a lot of them are being blocked. And somebody's going to have to go in here first. The only thing is these are all higher tier tanks than me. I do not like. Well, they know I'm coming already. Let's knock these down. Want some vision. Locked, okay. Gotcha! Like that, did you? Yeah, basically I just wanted to knock all those trees down so they weren't blocking my line of sight from people who are too far behind. So of course, as you know, if you get close enough to bushes and trees, you can see through them, but there's a huge bunch of people behind me who couldn't really see. And there was at least 3 tanks listed on here on the mini-map, but there's only 1 here now, so they must have all... 2 of them must have just run off. Let's hope there's not one right behind me, because that would be awkward. Yeah, what is with this huge bit of metal underneath the turret, you know? What's with that? Because all it does is it means that I can't look down. It's literally the only reason why it's there. Also, this is the thing about the really slow tanks, like, it can take me forever to actually get there, you know? Also, this is the thing, there have been some medium tanks I haven't actually... Actually, no, I'm going to take that back immediately. I was going to say I didn't mind playing the, I think it's the T-34 medium, the Tier 4 Russian tank that's before the KV-1. I was going to say I don't mind playing that one, but actually, no, I fucking hated it. So, yeah. Even the tank before, though, the Tier 3 was better. Statistically, no, just more enjoyable playing. Oh, and it's all downhill from here, quite literally. Speed things up a bit. Yeah, we've only done 580 damage, though, so we're only halfway towards that. And we've got a kill, though. You know, if we get a move on, we might be able to do this. Might. But it's not looking likely. Oh god, come on. Like, it's one of those things, for the sake of XP, I think I'm just going to sit in their base. Like, I can't really do anything from over here. And by the time I get to wherever I choose to go to, I can't even see them. They'll be dead by the time I get there. That's what's going on here. There's Tier 6 in there. No, sorry, Tier 7. I fucking hate Roman numerals. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here. There's nothing else I can do, so... On the plus side, we've ended on a high note rather than having a shitty battle right at the end, so... I'm just going to chill here. And, oh no, there's 2 light tanks at the other side of the map. I'll just have to sit here and beat you to it. Like, it was a bit of a simple match. We didn't really have much action going on in this battle, but I'd rather end on a high note than me just talking for ages, so... Here we go. No cap. Yeah, one of the things I can just do is not actually capture the base. I'll just farm XP. And do that. Pretty sure he was actually out of range. Either way, that's not 1,000 XP worth of damage. 1,000 HP worth of damage. Yeah, there we go. Alright, victory, and ending on a high note. We are just over halfway towards being able to afford that tank we unlocked right at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go have a look, do some research, and try and find out what is the best tank for me, I think, because it's going to be a while till I find out. It's going to take a lot of research, and I do actually do these things. I do research all of the stats, have a look at all these different things, different like opinions from different people. That's how I find out what kind of tanks I might actually like to play. Also how you find out little sneaky ones that are hiding away somewhere they don't really know much about. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and this is basically my recompense for not streaming on Friday, because otherwise I would have streamed this on Friday. So thank you all for watching. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow on Sunday, but hopefully on Monday, unless I get like took away to play into Tabletop Simulator, which is what the ore like thing is, like right there. That's Tabletop Simulator. Unless I get dragged away into that, I will just be streaming some Killing Floor 2. So thank you all for watching, and good night.